Uh-oh, what's going on with Nathan today? Just another crisis. Yes, my mother was part of a cult. She was the leader of the cult, okay? And how did that start, you might wonder? How did it end with somebody, not going to say who, could be me, could be her, could be someone else, ending up in jail, in federal prison, rather, okay? I'll tell you. But first, it all started from the beginning, okay? So, I didn't really realize I was part of a cult. I've only recently turned 19 years old, all right? I'm pretty young. I've only been an adult for like a couple of years, all right? Oh, and there's something you've got to understand about humans. Whenever we're children, if you're an alien watching this, I'm going to explain it to you. We are children. We don't really have a grasp of what's good and bad. We sort of do. Like, for example, oh, why is my dad beating the heck out of my mother? Maybe she was just bad or something, or, you don't really get it as a kid. And then you grow up, and then you're like, oh, it's because my mom, she was a piece of shit, okay? And that's why he beat her ass all the time. That's pretty much how we are, okay? We have to figure it out when we get older, okay? And that's what happened to me. Except instead of my dad beating my mother's ass because she was a bad person, it was me growing up in her weird Earth Mother cult, okay? So here's where it started. I was about 7 or 8 years old, okay? And she was watching YouTube videos, and she got real into the spiritualism aspect of YouTube, like that side of YouTube where it's like all spiritualism, it's ghosts and spirits and energy, negative energy, and psychedelics, shrooms, whoa. And she came across these YouTube channels where they would have crystal energy and like mess with crystals, vibrations, the little pot that you spin a fucking stick on and goes like really loud whenever you do it. She came across one of those videos and she started watching those like crazy, okay? And it's basically like for today, okay? Because this was like, 2000, it was old YouTube, I don't remember. But basically today, it's like you scrolling on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, wherever you're at, and you come across this weird homeless guy with like screwed up hair. He's like, and he's got this copper wire around his head, and it's got a crystal, tied up in it. He's like, doing that toward the video. He's trying to send his curses or his good energy to you, whatever it is. That's what he's doing, right? Basically what my mom came across. She started getting obsessed with it. Next thing you know, she started going to Earthbound because it used to be open back in the day. And she started buying crystals, like those really expensive ones, like $500 ones, really big ones. Real crystals, right? It's probably carved out like of glass or something. But she thought they were real crystals and that they had real energy in them. So I thought maybe she started stuffing a room full of crystals and uranium, whatever the hell it was, because she wanted, it was just her decor choice. She just kind of wanted to have a hippie vibe to her room, and she started growing psilocybin mushrooms or something in her room. Don't do drugs, kids. Horrible for you. But she did that, okay? This is just a story, all right? She did this. And, of course, she was taking those. And while she was on those, I didn't understand what was going on with her. She would scream and cry and be like, oh! And then she'd be rubbing this big $500 crystal that she got from Earthbound. Oh! Oh! Right? And she would scream, I can feel her! Ah! I can feel her talking to me! And she would rub the crystal, scream about this person talking to her. And later on, I asked her, what the heck was going on with you? Who were you talking about, Mom? And she was like, you wouldn't understand, but I'll tell you this. It's the Earth Mother. I was like, Earth Mother, what is this shit? World of Warcraft? What is this? And anyways, that's just the beginning, okay? This is going to be a long video. Brace yourself. She started a YouTube channel next, okay? Because I guess this ego death that she experienced on those, those magic mushrooms or whatever they are, changed her head so crazily that she had to start a YouTube channel and start posting about it and her experiences and like chakra blessings. That's what she called it. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I think she made it up. These things called chakra blessings. She started doing a chakra blessing through the camera, like, she'd be doing that into the camera for like 5 to 10, 30 minutes sometimes. And people started watching it. Now, I don't know if they started watching her and listening to her insane ramblings about Mother Earth because they were like, well, she's weird. Or if they were actually interested. Okay? At the time, I didn't know. But I would come to find out people weren't actually interested in what she was saying. Okay? And she got so popular that whenever we would go into our Costco, like people would come up to her and be like, you're the woman, you're the Earth Mother woman from the video. And like a bunch of them would say the Earth Mother woman. And the name kind of started sticking and they started calling her the Earth Mother, okay? And these people started physically like trying to get in contact with her. And one guy was like, we need to start a group meetup, right? This is going to end well, right? We need to start a group meetup where we meet once a day a week on Wednesdays. I don't remember what he said, but they didn't stick by that. They didn't actually meet up. It was inconsistent because, hippies, right? But anyways, but they did start meeting up. It was random throughout the week, and she ended up gaining like a huge following because of this. People started talking to each other, like posting online, like, yes, we got a local group here. And they all started calling her Earth Mother. She's possessed with the spirit of the Earth Mother. She can communicate with her through the crystals. And they all started like screaming about it and stuff. My mom would force me to go and watch these interactions because she thought it would help me open my eyes and to the fact that we're destroying the earth and stuff. And everybody would be barefoot and walking on the dirt. We would meet up. Oh, by the way, we were meeting up in the middle of one of our parks, our national forest parks that's local to us. Okay? And so they would be walking barefoot, get ticks on them. I would have to walk barefoot and get ticks on me. And I'm like a kid still, I don't even know what's happening. I'm like, okay, this is kind of fun. It's interesting. And I'm not thinking about it. But it started getting a little crazy. Back on the thing, like, where you don't understand, like, that as a kid, that you're in something that's not good, or you're witnessing something that's not good. You don't really get that until you're a little older. Well, my mom, she started getting power hungry, okay? She started getting really power hungry. And what did she do? In her power hungriness, she started eating Snickers. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke, okay? But for real, she started commanding the people to start licking the bottoms of her feet and sucking on her toes. I'm not joking, okay? I'm being serious. And they would do it, okay? This is where things got weird for me as a kid. I was like, that's nasty, I was like, this is disgusting. What the heck am I seeing right now? She'd be like, you have to lick, you are chosen. She would like pick the hottest guy in the crowd. You are chosen to lick the foot of the Earth Mother today. And the dude would be like, yes, Earth Mother. And he would do it because, he's not like, I don't think it was sexual for him, but he's just trying to do what the Earth Mother's, commanding. He doesn't know any better. And so he did it, and, what the hell? Oh, that was slippery. Anyways, I just slipped on some gravel. It just got so bad that the law had to get involved, okay? All right, the whole foot licking thing. Where do you think that's gonna lead, man? People are licking our toes and like sucking on them, right? That's right. It led to fraud. It led to fraud, bro. Somehow, the donations, that's what they labeled it, but they weren't officially a church or religion. They got found out, thousands of dollars of unpaid, like no tax, It wasn't going toward taxes. None of it was going. No percentage was going to the government. So the government stepped in when? Not when the foot licking and the toe sucking happened, but when the fraud started. Okay? And now she's in prison. Like, and the cult members are still sending her letters, bro. She'll like, I'll call her every once in a while to check up on her. Like, hey, you want a pack of cigarettes? You know, I'll bring you some. And she's like, nah, I'm trying to quit. But she tells me about how like people are still writing her letters and they're like talking about her feet and her toes. This is really goofy sounding, but this actually happened to me, okay? It's my fucking life, okay? That's how my mother started a cult and became the leader and ended up in prison. I hope you enjoyed this video and my really stupid story, but I mean, what is life without a few stupid stories that happen, you know? Alright, if you liked it, go ahead and subscribe. I'll probably have some other crazy shit happen to me soon. Bye!